I'm Garrow Kedigian, and I'm a New York City interior designer. I come to Paris 3 or 4 times a year, shopping at the Paris flea markets. I usually arrive in Paris on Thursday. The flea market is not officially open on Fridays, but it does open Friday morning for the vendors to set up all their booths. I walk through the flea market, I see what's new, what's interesting, what I want to show my clients, and I make sort of a mental inventory of all the booths that I really need to hit on the main shopping day, which is Saturday. This is our favorite thing. Yeah, this is great, isn't it? Like you can even put, books on that. Like stack them sort of sideways. It'd be great. The flea market is not part of Paris. It's actually right outside of Paris. The metro is a little bit of a distance from here, and the walk is a little bit complicated. I recommend that you take an Uber. It takes about 30 minutes. It's very important to tell the cab driver that you are going to Rue de Rossier in Saint-Ouen. Otherwise, they'll take you to Rue de Rossier in Paris, which is not the flea market. One of the first things I do when I arrive at the flea market is that I run over to the shipping office where I pick up what is known as a carnet. The carnet is basically a booklet with a bunch of pages in it, and corresponding are some tags and some stickers. This helps you with a negotiation with the vendors. In France, when you negotiate a price, that's it. Once you've shaken your hands with a deal, you don't go back. So you have to make sure you're ready to buy the piece. But the beauty is you don't have to come with any cash. You give them a page from the booklet with all the detailed information, the price points, and give them a tag or a sticker which they place onto the piece. And then you go back to the US and you can wire the money directly to the shipper. Because I'm an interior designer, of course, I love to come to the market that has the furniture pieces. These two are the Serpette, the indoor market, and Paul Bert, the outdoor market. The market is open year-round, believe it or not. I always love coming to the flea markets in September. I find that in September you find the best stuff. The vendors all take the month of August off and they're traveling all over the world, putting together a bunch of lovely things. So I'd say the end of September is really the best time. In terms of product, merchandise, to see what you can find is always the most lucrative. Of course, it always helps if you know a little bit of French. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien? C'est beaucoup. And we have to make nuit à jour. C'est beaucoup de travail. It is customarily good manners to come into a booth and say, bonjour monsieur, bonjour madame, address the shopkeepers. But then generally, if you don't have a comfortable knowledge of the French language, it's okay to actually switch over to English, and they're prepared to negotiate with you in English. These floor lamps are quite interesting.
Very curious.
Oh gosh,
yes.
Very
special.
Very
unusual.
unusual.
Like Buccellati from the 50s.
Yeah, right, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think in general, when you express interest in a piece in the flea market, it's always important to listen to what the vendor has to say about the piece, because they always have the information on the provenance, and usually they have some information on where they got the piece, and they're always very proud of it. Definitely before you want to bargain with them, you want to listen to what they have to say. I love this program, it's great. It allows me to make all my notes on my photographs. Also, I take pictures of the vendor's card. It comes directly after. So I remember where this piece was from. It's important to do that because when you're shopping all day, you sometimes tend to see hundreds of items. And at the end of the day, when you sit down to take a look at your notes, you really want to know where this piece was. Sometimes you buy a piece from a vendor that you've never purchased before, and you sit down at dinner and you're like, where was that piece? So it's essential always to take a picture of the piece, the dimensions, the price, and a picture of their card. We've had a successful day shopping at the Paris flea market. Thank you so much for joining me. Au revoir.